The faint hum of cicadas filled the humid air as I sat at the polished teak table on the veranda of my cousin-in-law Rachel's sprawling Savannah estate. It was our monthly family dinner, a tradition that had once felt warm but now carried an undercurrent of unease. The glass of iced tea in front of me, poured by my husband, Marcus, gave off a faint chemical tang that twisted my gut. At 32, I, Lauren Mitchell, never thought I'd question whether my own spouse was trying to harm me. But after 4 years of marriage and a string of mysterious illnesses, I'd learned to trust my instincts, especially around Rachel. "Lauren, you haven't touched the tea Marcus made just for you," Rachel said, her voice syrupy sweet, her eyes glinting with something sharper. She sat across from me, fanning herself lazily with a linen napkin. Marcus, beside her, offered a smile that felt too tight, too practiced. "How kind of you, Marcus," I replied, forcing a grin while my mind raced. The tea's odd smell reminded me of last month's food poisoning after a meal here, when I'd spent hours in the ER with symptoms the doctors couldn't pinpoint. Rachel had insisted the shrimp must have been bad, though she and Marcus ate the same dish without issue. "Marcus has been experimenting with new blends," Rachel added, her gaze fixed on me. "He's been perfecting this one just for you." The emphasis on "for you" sent a shiver down my spine. I'd noticed Marcus spending more time at Rachel's lately, claiming they were planning a surprise for our anniversary. But the hushed phone calls, the cryptic messages I'd glimpsed on his tablet, and now this tea, they all pointed to something sinister. I lifted the glass, pretending to sip while watching their faces. A quick glance between them confirmed my suspicions. "Oh, shoot," I said, pulling out my phone with exaggerated urgency. "I need to check on a work email. Rachel, mind if I use your office for a quick call?" As I stood, I deliberately tripped, swapping my glass with Rachel's in the chaos of catching myself. "So clumsy of me," I apologized, brushing off my dress. "Sorry about that." Rachel's smile tightened. "So just don't mess up my office," she said, waving me off. From the office doorway, I kept the veranda in view, my heart pounding. I needed to see what happened next. Rachel lifted the glass to her lips, and my stomach knotted. Part of me wanted to shout a warning, but I needed proof. Too many nights in hospitals, too many unexplained stomach cramps after meals with them. It hadn't always been this way. When I met Marcus at a Savannah charity gala 4 years ago, he was all charm and warmth. Rachel, his cousin, had welcomed me into the family, hosting dinners and helping plan our wedding. But the signs were there. Rachel's accidental wine spills on my dresses at events, the over-seasoned dishes that only I seemed to react to. The incident started small. Nausea after a family barbecue, a rash after dessert at Rachel's. Marcus always had excuses: bad ingredients, a stomach bug. But 2 months ago, I'd landed in the hospital after eating at Rachel's, with traces of an unidentified substance in my blood. Marcus claimed I must have mixed up my medications, but I knew better. I gripped the door frame, watching Rachel take another sip. Marcus scrolled his phone, seemingly oblivious. Then Rachel's hand shook, the glass clinking against the table. "Marcus," she gasped, her face paling. "Something's wrong." Marcus's head snapped up, his eyes widening as he realized she'd drunk from the wrong glass. "Rachel, what's happening?" He leapt up, knocking over a chair. "That wasn't meant for—" Rachel clutched the table, her breathing shallow. "What did you put in it, Marcus?" I stepped forward, my phone already recording. "Call an ambulance," I said, dialing 911. "We need help at 728 Willow Lane. My cousin-in-law is having a severe reaction to something in her tea." Rachel's eyes locked on mine, fear replacing her usual smugness. "You switched the glasses?" she whispered. "You knew?" "Ambulance is on the way," the dispatcher confirmed. "Stay on the line." Marcus was panicking now, pacing as Rachel slumped in her chair. "It wasn't supposed to be you," he muttered, his voice carrying in the still evening air. "It was for—" "Shut up, Marcus," Rachel hissed, her words slurring. "You said it'd just make her miss the coastal properties pitch. You swore it wouldn't be traceable." My blood ran cold. The coastal properties deal, the biggest real estate marketing contract in Savannah, one I'd been spearheading at my firm while Rachel, at a rival agency, scrambled to compete. It all clicked. The illnesses timed to sabotage my key